Hello, welcome to a new video. Um, I look kind of rough now, or maybe I look the same as I always do. That's a Zachary Michael reference, if you don't know. But honestly, it's the middle of the night for me, and I cannot sleep. So I decided to do something about it, and here we have this video. Um, so the reason why I cannot sleep is chronic pain. Um, I have degenerative disc disease. Uh, it just means that the discs in your spine they they just get thinner and the bones touch your nerves and it's very painful and sometimes you lose mobility and sometimes you cannot walk. And I've had already two spinal surgeries, mm, both very painful and kind of having to go through a lot of rehab, um, physical therapy to relearn to walk. And at this point, I cannot do any high impact exercise as I used to do. I used to be a runner, believe it or not, and I used to consistently go to the gym and do weightlifting and do, aerobics, Zumba, all that kind of stuff. And now, um, many days I have to do bed rest when it's very hard, when the pain is too big, and sometimes I cannot simply like walk to the next room, you know, and it requires a lot of persistence, a lot of work, and a lot of pain uh, to go through it. And this is currently my state. Uh, there are two big triggers for this. I mean, my condition is genetic. Like, there is nothing I could do to prevent it, right? But there are triggers that make it worse. And those things are like heavy lifting and, you know, not just at the gym, but sometimes you lift a box of something that for someone else would be no big deal, but it could trigger um, a very bad pain response in me, and like, up to the point of just have to stay in bed for several days. Uh, Another physical thing that can trigger this is climbing flights of stairs. Things that are so normal for so many people, and sometimes people don't understand how blessed they are in the sense of just having been able to walk around and climb a flight of stairs. And for the record, right now, for me, this is a big problem because my therapist's office um, it's located like in a historical part of the city, and there are big, big ceilings and like like big flights of stairs that I have to climb to reach his office, and I currently can't. Uh, we do it online. Uh, it's just not the same, Um, he created that very safe space, uh, and going to the office, you know, it's kind of is the ultimate safe space. And now I cannot do that because I cannot climb any sort of stairs at this point. Um, Another thing physically is like elevation. It kind of goes along that um, kind of elevated terrain or hilly terrain. And my current location is like that. If you've ever been to Istanbul, for example, is what comes to my mind. And if you try to reach, like the Blue Mosque or Hagia Sophia or the Grand Bazaar, you know that the area is very hilly and your legs will feel it. Here it's like it's worse currently. Um, so I struggle and I cannot go out. I cannot go out for walks. Something that people take for granted and something that I love, and it's a coping mechanism for me, a healthy coping mechanism to just go for a walk. Currently, I cannot do it. Uh, then we have emotional or psychological triggers because my condition is neurological. So there is this thing like the body and mind connection. It's a real thing. Um, because my nerves are damaged and um, big physical or emotional distress triggers this pain response, and my body kind of goes crazy and I just cannot do things because of the amount of pain. And when you're a person with BPD, as I am, your emotions are always high. Uh, you can learn to uh, tone them down, and it's what I'm doing in therapy. But it's like it's always that constant level of pain or of joy, because I do experience really good emotions as well. You know, it's just currently it's a lot of pain. Uh, so I'm experiencing this also. Um, so currently I'm having the two triggers, you know, the physical ones and the emotional ones. And it's hard to navigate. It's very hard because, first of all, I don't know, I never know when it can end up in another spinal surgery. And this is a fact. Um, I just never know. I'm just always hoping that I can resolve it. And my body is very resilient. The human body, it is very resilient. And I'm thankful for my body, even though sometimes I feel very uncomfortable in it, um, both physically and because of my body dysmorphia. But it's very resilient, and it has kept me alive, and it has kept me walking, and I could experience even different cultures and different foods and this and that. And I'm hoping everything will be all right with physical therapy. The emotional part is a big component, because right now I'm always in this kind of state of alert. Like you're always uh, trying to fight the tiger. Uh, it's always this fight response, or always trying to run away from something, from some danger. Even if you're just sitting in bed, your body has all the stress hormones all over the place, and that of course triggers also a pain response in me. So this is where I am right now, not being able to sleep in the middle of the night because of pain, sleeping sometimes during the day, not being able to reach my therapist office, and many other things. And so I decided to share that, like to say, okay, this pain is not for nothing. It's keeping me awake, and I understand. I understand that my body is trying to do something. It's my body is trying to alert me, and there is just nothing I can do about it now. So I just have to cope with it.